more portrait sculptures of animals than women on public display in Edinburgh, according to our next guest.
Yeah, the art world has historically been dominated by men, and there have been calls across the UK to enhance representation of women in art by the likes of the National Portrait Gallery in England.
And also right here in Scotland, East Lothian-based sculptor Natasha Phoenix has been trying to smash this imbalance through her work, and she joins us now with some of her work to tell us more. Natasha, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for bringing your guests.
Thank you, the
Before
ladies.
we talk about them, tell us more about this quite startling research about portrait sculptures in Edinburgh.
Well, Sarah Sheridan wrote a book about it, Where Are All the Women? And they logged all of the sculptures and statues in public, and the statistics were absolutely shocking. We're really badly represented. And when we are represented, it tends to be through a male gaze, sort of, you know, what a man would think was attractive. And so women are actually physically changed within the sculptures as well. So it's really poor.
So it's all down to the fact that the people who commission all these sculptures are men.
No, I don't think entirely. I think there are some brilliant commissioning groups out there. However, often they are sort of a little elitist groups who don't know about the art world, are not invested in diversity or inclusion, and therefore it's the same male sculptors are hired again and again and again. And I feel culturally we look a bit poor as well, you know, especially at the centre.
Well, you are doing your very best
I am.
to redress the balance, aren't you? And I'm really interested by what you said about perception. So tell us more about you as a female sculptor, what you do sitting down sculpting another woman.
Well, I started off asking women to come and sit for me in a very small studio space, and I noticed very quickly after sort of one or two women that it was actually having a really profound impact on the women and myself, because they come in and they spend up to 9 hours with me, and it's very interactive, and the space is very nurturing. It's got like a wood-burning stove, and it's very natural, and I started to see these women relaxing and telling me all these incredible life stories and things about themselves. And they started to go into my eyes and ears and come out into the work. And I also noticed the profound effect it was having on the women.
Quite emotional.
Emotional. It's very emotional being looked at for a long time. And I have mirrors, and I try and encourage the women to look in the mirror as well and look at themselves and love themselves. And the feedback I started to get was, I feel changed. I've always hated my face, I've always hated my nose, and I love it now. I see that I'm beautiful. Actually, I've earned these wrinkles. And it's been amazing. It's been really magical.
Yeah, so they see themselves in a different way. So it's not just about how we look at the art, it's also about the people being depicted. It changes their lives to some extent.
I used to be a primary school teacher, and I felt I was really giving something in that job, and then I became an artist, a sculptor, and I felt I wanted to give more through my art, and through doing this I've found a way to sort of change people and change my own practice, and it's a really amazing transitional process, actually, regardless of what comes out at the end.
Wonderful. Well, it's been lovely to hear about it tonight, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of this like in Edinburgh.
Hopefully.
Thanks so much, Natasha. Lovely to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
Cheers.